Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us once again on this Discipline Therapy Thursday for your Discipline Therapy podcast with your two incredible hosts, seven-time published author, Mr. E.L. Discipline, and with him always, Suhey Sotomayor. Before we start, you know how we do. We're going to clear the energy. All right. We also want to give a shout out to ourselves for our online store.
Discipline Therapy dot store launch cart dot store/shop.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get this shirt, Divine
We have
Masculine.
hats.
I have different hats,
Mugs. We have baby apparel now.
Might resonate with you.
Mm-hmm.
A whether it's a saying or
A picture.
quote,
Yep.
picture. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Discipline Therapy Thursdays, and y'all know what that means because y'all are fiends. We are serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy where not everything is completely free because we are on Patreon for a lot of exclusive content for you to see. So, but what is free is it's judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and some liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, and my favorite roll of blunt, but make sure the children are in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because we had that soul food and sometimes vulgar conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're here. All right. We're here with season 10, episode 109. And we're having a conversation with a wife in a domestic relationship, a domestic discipline relationship, and how much impact has social media had on your life. Oh, well, that's the part 2. Hello, guest. Are you there?
I'm here. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good today. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Did you hear the topic, or would you like me to repeat?
No, I heard it.
So, would you like to state your name or remain anonymous?
My name is Arya.
Hello, Arya. What a pretty name.
Thank you.
So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into domestic discipline because you are a wife who engaged in domestic discipline, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I want to know a lot of things. You ready? Okay. So one thing at a time. Have you engaged in BDSM with your husband?
So when we first started having what I like to refer to as a power differential relationship, we didn't really know about domestic discipline, and we kind of went down the BDSM rabbit hole and started engaging in more of a DS dynamic at first before I came across domestic discipline.
So DS is this dominant and submissive, or
Right.
dominance and submission.
Okay. Can I just ask, what is domestic discipline? Like, what's the difference between a dom and sub and a domestic discipline relationship?
Really, for us, because I think they're very similar, to be completely honest.
Okay.
But for us, the main difference is how we conduct our day-to-day lives.
Oh, okay.
There's not as much strict protocol that I think you find in a lot of dominance and submissive or master-slave relationships. There's higher protocol in the day-to-day in those situations where our lives look very mundane, very normal from an outside perspective.
Okay.
So as far as modern society, do you consider you and your husband to be traditional?
Oh, absolutely. So as far as like the actual discipline, that only happens at home. However, there is an expectation of behavior no matter where we are.
Okay. So at some level, like you do still engage in DS?
Right. So for us, he is always the head of the home. He's always the leader. He's always my authority. And I am always accountable to him, regardless of where he's at, where I'm at, what we're doing. So he holds me accountable for things that happen even outside of his presence.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, being that you're on social media and you would consider yourself a traditional wife?
Yeah.
Okay. So being that you're on social media, how are you able to like navigate through your relationship by still being who you are? This is clearly your identity, still able to follow him, show him respect with social media, the way it is, our world, our music, whatever we see, film, I don't know if you watch TV. How are you able to still keep that with
Maintain.
maintain it?
Mm-hmm.
So with us, it's difficult because this is just such an ingrained part of who we are. It's become so routine. It's kind of difficult to pinpoint where those boundaries are. But I guard what I allow into my sphere of influence. So I don't follow accounts that undermine my desire and my willingness to let my husband lead. I don't watch, movies where it undermines the traditional aspects of our relationship. I don't engage in conversations that I wouldn't want my husband reading the interactions.
Mm-hmm.
He does have access to my social media, so if he ever wanted to check in on things, he could.
I was gonna ask that.
I just guard my sphere of influence. And I also respect him if he were to come to me and say, I don't want you posting this, or I don't want you engaging with this person, or I don't want you watching that or listening to that. I would respect him and I would trust that he has my best interest in mind, and I would respect his authority to make those decisions for me.
Did you see that type of behavior growing up, like with your parents? Can I ask if your parents and his parents, are they still together?
My parents were had an interesting history. They had a very turbulent relationship and were divorced by the time I was 5.
Oh wow.
But then they got back together when I was a teenager.
Are they still together now?
My dad passed away a few years ago, but they were
So
together
sorry.
until he passed. Oh, that's okay.
Oh wow.
But they had a very interesting relationship. It wasn't traditional. It really wasn't very functional, to be completely honest. But my husband's family, his parents were what I call modern traditional. So what that means is his mom would recognize herself as a submissive wife, but she really wasn't. She was very infiltrated with that like first wave, like 1970s version of feminism. She wasn't a radical feminist, but she definitely had some tendencies to undermine his dad's authority. Unfortunately, his dad suffered a traumatic brain injury, so that their dynamic is caretaker.
I'm sorry to hear that too.
Disabled
Mm.
now.
You answered my following question when you said who you would allow yourself to be associated around, conversations and stuff, because I was going to ask about female friends. Um, your
I don't have many female friends,
and
to be honest.
and the ones that you do are probably
Like
like
you?
you.
I'm not sure, to be completely honest, because we tend to talk about like kids and things going on in our lives. We don't talk about our relationship structures very much.
Oh,
Now, the two women that I would say that I'm closest to right now, and the one before that, before we moved, they were all stay-at-home moms. We have kids around the same age. But I don't know if that means that they're traditional in their relationship structure or if that just is who I find because
More
of who I
compatible.
am. Yeah.
So have you ever had like backlash from women just you know critiquing or shaming your relationship dynamic?
Not in person, but I have experienced that on social media.
Oh wow. Do you have any siblings? Like sisters?
I have two sisters.
Are they like do they think along your terms in terms of, domestic discipline and stuff?
I'm not sure about my older sister. We are estranged, but my younger sister, I don't know if her husband and her practice domestic discipline. To be honest, I wouldn't suggest it for them because of who her husband is.
Oh, okay.
I know that they have a little bit more of a traditional structure
Oh,
than
okay.
what we grew up with. So it's possible. I don't know though.
If women have the same rights as men today, like we can't really think of a law or a right that men have that women don't have. Why are modern feminists still relevant? Like, why do we still hear them?
I think because I really think that because it's never good enough for them, I think that modern feminism really, they're not out for equality, they're out for female superiority. They won't be happy until they put men as an entire gender beneath them, and they're trying to erase men from society.
Mm.
Hmm. Do you know women that are like that? No, right? Because she just stated that she keeps her circle tight.
Yeah, I keep my circle real tight. I mean, I'm a stay-at-home wife, a stay-at-home mom. I don't really associate with people that question my ideologies
Mm,
because I'm not an argumentative person. I really
right.
try, or I am an argumentative person and I try not to be. So I try not to put myself around people that are
Gonna trigger you.
going to trigger that inside me.
Good for you.
Good for you. We thank you for asking your husband permission first of all to be here on the
Yeah,
show.
definitely.
Appreciate that. Second is you dived into something that I really want to get into, but I don't think it will be appropriate for here.
Okay.
So if I want to bring you back on, but we could put it on Patreon.
Okay,
Okay, that's fine.
absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because yeah, YouTube just
Yeah.
let them
Oh, I
let
do
the,
remember. I have some more questions just popped into my head. I'm so sorry. You said that you have children. Do you have sons and daughters, or just?
Just a daughter. We only have one.
Oh, that's nice. How old is your daughter?
She is 12.
Okay. Are you raising your daughter with these help me.
ideologies.
Thank you. That was so hard for me.
Yes. So
Okay.
she doesn't, obviously, she's a child. We
Right.
protect her from knowing anything about the domestic
Right.
dynamic that we
Right.
have.
Mm-hmm.
However, I am raising her to be traditional. And in fact, we were just having a conversation the other night where she was talking about the standards that she wants to have in a future husband. And my response to her was like, I'm really glad that you have those standards and you're thinking about that, but also think about the standards that young man is going to have and work on making yourself someone who meets his standards.
Hmm.
Because I think that's important. I think that it's good for young women to have standards of who they want in a masculine man, but they also need to think about what they're bringing to the table.
Hmm. That's good.
Mm,
That's
yeah,
good.
that's good. Very good. Well, thank you for being on the show. Really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Do you have any
Final thoughts.
yeah.
No, I just wanted to, if I could for a moment, just shout out my social media and the podcast that my husband and I host together.
Oh.
So my personal Instagram is in my proper place with a period in between each word. Not safe for work content on there. Then we have a podcast, my husband and I together, and the Instagram account for that is _disciplined life. And our podcast is on YouTube, but we also are starting a Patreon for early access and other perks.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, please
subscribe.
Yeah,
What's the
definitely.
Yeah, we delve all into domestic discipline and our journey and the ins and outs of what that is.
How long have you been with your husband for?
Oh, we've been married for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
But we've been together for 19.
Very nice. Good for you. Congratulations. Because not everybody makes it that long, so that's good.
See what I always say? There's a structure. That's why it keeps it. They've had something that they've built together. They have a common goal. There's a dominant and a submissive.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it is. There's a balance.
Yeah.
That's why it's able to
work. Yeah.
And we met young, so we grew into adulthood together.
Oh, that's nice.
That's good.
Because you learned everything together too, right? That's nice.
Cool. All right. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Take care.
Bye.
I like the way she explained that. Domestic discipline.
All right, so let's get into it. We're not gonna obviously talk about domestic discipline. Just wanted to bring her on, so we're gonna do the part 2.
Okay.
So what's the part 2?
How much social media has impacted your life? Okay. So what do you think it's done with the current state of the world today, social media?
Part of the plan for a whole bunch of things. Sadness, depression, envy, whatever it is to money make. Subscriptions now, commercials, sponsors.
You're scaring people into submission.
You're scrolling on something, and then you log back on social media, and then you realize, wait a minute, I was watching this in Safari or Google. And now it's on your feed. So all that to make money, promote. It's like the biggest juggernaut for the news now.
Yeah, and everything on there is all bad. It's all sad shit.
Depending on what you want to absorb.
That's true.
Where you want to be. It's energy. So you're scrolling in certain things. Like, I follow a lot of spiritual pages. Business oriented pages and stuff of that nature. I'm not saying that I don't follow people. I do follow people. They're lost in the mix. Like, I'm not going to check up on them. Something I log on, whatever, I'm promoting something, boosting the show, promote the show.
And then you get off.
An episode, clothing, whatever comes up on my news feed, might be something spiritual quote. I'll absorb it. If I see a woman twerking and stuff like that, I delete it. I don't like to follow those type of women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't follow women that their ass is facing the camera, cleavage is showing. I don't follow strippers. You know what I'm saying? I don't put myself in position to be tempted. So because I'm a man. I'm a man at the end of the day. Like, I follow that. I might be tempted to keep going to it and see it, and then now
and waste your time. You could be doing something else.
But you're right. But what happens when you do that, especially as a man? Like, the energy now. So now it's diminishing it's diminishing you. It's closing your pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? You're losing track of time because you're online looking at asses and twerking.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So, like, all of that is energy is diminishing yours because you're allowing it. So I don't put myself in positions to diminish my energy. It's potent. It's up there. I'm at my highest consciousness. So I don't go to places, absorb friends, business partners, whatever. I don't associate myself around those type of people, those pages. All of that is energy to put myself in that type of position. But that's part of the plan for today. So, but social media has also, I've used it in a conducive, positive way. I've met people, done great business with people on there. You're able to, because attention is the currency now, you're able to, like, navigate. I've been marketing for so long. I know how to acquire followers or promote or do certain things, give the people what they want. Like I know
Mm-hmm.
what people want, like based off that history and experience. So you're able to utilize it in a way that is
Will
conducive
help
to
you.
you,
Right.
help you, boost you, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And meet people,
Yeah, it's
too.
a great tool for what's the word?
Network.
Yeah, so networking.
People
Yeah.
use it for different things,
Yeah.
an escape, networking, whatever, maybe dating app. People use it for different
That's
things.
true.
But for me, I can't say that it being present didn't help me because I probably wouldn't have wrote a
I think it
book.
helped, yeah.
I probably
I
wouldn't
mean, I
have
don't know if
wrote
it
a
helped you,
book.
but it definitely helped me.
Yeah, so think about for me personally, and you were one of them who were like, you should write a book.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely.
I don't move when people tell me I need to know all the nook and cranny before I started. I'm not half-assing something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and learn it, master it, and then when it wasn't just one or two or three people, it was 10, and
Mm-hmm.
more than that. It started accumulating. So I said,
They might be onto something here.
well, I'm building an audience too,
7 books
because
later.
I'm looking at all angles. They want me to do it, but what am I going to benefit also? I'm
Mm.
giving them what they want, but how am I going to benefit? So when I have them telling me you should do this, and it's mostly erotica fans,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? I say, okay, I got an audience now, because those people that do it, maybe not all 15 of them will buy the book,
Yeah,
but
because
maybe 10 or
back in the
maybe
days,
8,
mm-hmm.
7 won't, but
And they'll
maybe,
tell their friends too.
yeah.
Because back in the days, one of your very earlier pages, that's what your posts were literally like going into the comments because you would write those like erotica stories on there.
I still do that
Yeah,
sometimes.
so, but not like how it was before, people. Not like how it was before. Before
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah, I
you'd
wrote
be there
books. I
reading.
wrote
Yeah,
books
you
on
wrote
social
books on
media.
there. That's right. See, so it helped there.
Yeah.
What would you do without social media? Like if it was gone indefinitely? Create a new one.
Um,
We gotta create a new one. Gotta stay in touch.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I think now at this
Create
point,
a
it's so
new,
big, and everybody,
create a whole new
all over.
social media, or you know what? Um, go out more. Go out a
Yeah,
whole bunch. Like I would still be me off camera.
yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing that helps some people too with social media. They were able to be
Somebody else.
somebody else.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
give
saying? Which
more
would help them. Illusion, fantasy.
confidence. Yeah.
Yeah. So based off likes, comments,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, like that boosts your esteem and lets you think you're loved and
Mm-hmm.
and valued,
Yeah.
and you feel like you have status because of that.
It's definitely a double-edged sword with that, with the social media.
Yeah, so but for me, I would still be doing the same stuff. Um and I would be more. I'll be out more
Mm.
networking. I mean, I'm not really on it like that now. You
Yeah.
know,
You just do it when you have to post
yeah.
something. Yeah.
So you think people that are on it like that, like 24/7, and this ridiculous amount of hours a day, they're most likely modern. That's one, and two, they're most likely afraid of human interaction, face to face.
Definitely.
Unless they do it for business. So shout out to those people, because they're making money off that.
That's true.
They're doing it for business, content creators
Right,
probably,
right, right.
I'm saying that they need to be on there every day. But if
Right. They
they're,
got to be on to see what's new, what's popping,
yeah,
what's their competition.
if they're not doing that, like, you know, um, I don't believe anybody's just like, that's their main bread and butter. Social media is just a hot side hustle.
Yeah, it's definitely a
So,
side hustle.
if you're on there every day, out a lot of hours of the day, what else are you doing?
Yeah. Besides running up
You know what I'm saying? Because if you do
your
real, like
battery.
for example, if you do real estate, how can you be on at the same time? Unless you can utilize the real estate to get
Right. To push
clientele,
you right,
to
exactly.
get clientele. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're actually making deals, in person, investing in person, not online, then it's gonna be hard to do both. Like you don't really have time to be on there.
No. Well,
Maybe
I think
maybe a couple times a week.
That's
But
why I
you
think
know,
a lot of people that do that, like we're getting to that point where we're gonna need assistance and shit to keep things, running smoothly. I think a lot of people have that now as well. Like I can't be on it, watch my page, tell me what's hot or answer the question. That's what they do.
or they're on there for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's my
Exactly.
password and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I think if social media shut down now, all these are they still millennials? What are they now? The kids from now, whatever generation this is called,
Mm-hmm.
I think they wouldn't know how to exist. Like they'd be like, "What
Mm.
do I do? Go outside,
Yeah, millennials. Yeah.
play." That I mean, I think people my age would be like, "All right, fuck it, let's go, let's go put back the music and
Mm-hmm.
start having fun."
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yep.
All right, men or women, who's likely to stay with a partner that does not treat them right? We all know.
Yeah.
We all know the answers to that, ladies.
If women have the same rights as men today, why are feminists still relevant?
Oh, I like what the caller said. I also think that the feminists like they have nothing else to fight for. You know what I mean? Like that's how I see it. There's nothing else left to fight for, so I think that like what she said, they're just being they want to eradicate that. They want to have the female superiority.
Mm-hmm.
What like how she said. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. I
Now,
agree.
do you think the women are to blame for all of modern feminism or is it men? And what is the reason for modern feminism? Well, it's the same thing as the one on top, right? What the reason is?
Men are to blame.
I agree.
No, we don't. We don't agree.
I agree that men are to blame.
No, because okay, so how are they to blame? And that's why I'm gonna prove we don't agree. Because you might be, no disrespect, looking at it on a myopic lens.
I probably am. I think men are to blame because they just let it continue.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Myopic?
Yes, but it's
He's
okay.
like, yes, you're
It's
myopic.
it's okay. This is why we're not agreeing. So I'm looking more in depth. I'm thinking of like elites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and we could talk more about Patreon, but
Mm-hmm.
it's part of the plan
Mm-hmm.
because women really ain't controlling.
Right.
So they puppets. Yeah. So it's part of that. And then the men react to it.
Mm.
And then they think the men are doing the problem because we could see them, but
Mm.
there's actually people behind the scenes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why I believe that yes, women fell into the trap, and that's the reason for it. So it's like this, right? A lot of us, like, our third eye is shut,
Mm-hmm.
our pineal gland is shut, our spirits are diluted,
Mm-hmm. Dulled.
dull, and it's easy to influence the ones who aren't conscious.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that's being said, even if it's pushed by false gods and idols because they're puppets, if you are idolizing them because you are easily influenced, you believe it.
Mm.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even if it may not seem right, and I'm going to break it down. When you see people that you idolize that make money and stuff like that who's saying this stuff, it's so easy to follow it
Mm-hmm.
because you
They
might
must know. They have
because they
money.
have money,
Exactly.
or they also have money and they have a man
Mm-hmm.
because they show their man all the time or their woman all the time. Oh, they're in a relationship and they have money. We don't see what's behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see what's going on if it's not working out or if it isn't. This is for our image. Let's keep this up.
Right.
With modern, it's so easy to keep adjusting to the times
Mm.
because every month there's a new thing.
Right.
There's a new challenge.
A new
There's a new
trend.
musical artist.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new slang. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Traditional people are steadfast. They're not.
They keep things the old way. The
Yeah.
way that they know. Mm-hmm.
And the reality is, like, the traditional way was always the way. It was always the successful way.
Mm.
And we got to look at history and statistics and visually what's around us and what's going on. Because modern, there's no structure.
Modern. Yeah, that's true.
There's
Everybody's
like
equal.
there's a complaining about why would you want to possess anybody? Why would you want to do this? What do that? Like, I wanted to ask her, but I want to wait to bring on the Patreon about the shaming, go more in depth. You know, because it's like somebody might say, that's insecure how her husband is. Somebody might say he's controlling. Somebody might say he doesn't love her because you should let people be free. Possession doesn't make sense. You belong to me. I ain't a pet.
Interesting.
You understand? Traditional people don't have a problem with it because they don't look at it as disrespect.
Right.
Because they believe like a traditional woman is not going to say those things. She's fighting her core. She's a feminist. That's why she's gonna fight those things. But if she hears possession, control, dominance and stuff like that, you're mine. This is where we're going. That turns me on, daddy. Because she's traditional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She just like, oh, tell me what time, whatever it is, even if you raise your voice a little bit. That's like normal to me. Whether my parents are still together and I've seen that, or I've been around that, I've been married prior, it's the feminists that are going to fight it.
Yeah.
Why don't talk to me like that? You're insecure. That's possession. You don't love me. You see, this is feminism and feminists. So traditional men and women, it's like to them, they don't look at it as confinement. They don't look at it as slavery. They don't look at it as, you know, you're telling me what to do.
Right. Like
because they believe the man, they believe the man should lead, the woman should follow. So it's not, oh, he tells me what to do.
And also, I think traditional people, before jumping into a relationship, they're going to do their homework.
They're going to go on multiple dates.
Exactly.
They're probably not going to have sex on the first date.
Right. Whereas modern people, like, you know, we've said it in a past episode, it's so fast. You know what I mean? Like everything, they want instant gratification. They want instant everything. Let's have an instant relationship. You know, people talk on the phone or text for 3 days. And then they're like, oh yeah, let's meet up and have sex. Or however. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, you don't even know how they interact in public.
Yep. I have a girlfriend who has her son's gonna be 21 years old. And each chick, she was just telling me the other day, each chick, he was like, oh, this could be the one. She was like, how long have you known her? 2 weeks. Whoa. She's like, you said that about the last 3. He was like, no, but this one could be the one. What? She's like, none of them are gonna be the one right now. You can't just keep thinking each one is gonna be the one. You gotta study them. 21.
And you know what though? Like, to be honest, like, I don't care if people call me out and say I'm shaming modern people. Like, I don't give a damn. We need to bring shaming back. Women need to be held accountable for their virtual behaviors. They do.
Yeah, they do.
They can't be hypocrites. You know how they're being hypocrites?
I was about to ask you how
they can't say that their booty cheeks online. Like, forget the sex workers. That's what they got to do to make their money. They got to advertise. Business, yeah. But regular women who are doing that, they can't be upset and saying men ain't shit. Nobody wants to get married and commit. If I go on your social media, how are you behaving? That's hypocritical. It's like it's a woman who claims she wants a traditional man but is not behaving traditionally.
Right. Like, you want the traditional man, but what are you gonna do? Right.
Yeah. So in a way, like, for me, I never care about tit for tat. I never care about, oh, she's not doing something, so I'm gonna withhold. I'm not doing that. I show up as a man. She could be lying about being a feminist because she's attracted to muscles and tattoos and the lifestyle, and she wants pleasure. So she could be lying on the application. I'm just gonna study mannerisms. I'm gonna study patterns. I'm gonna study inconsistencies and consistency. I'm going to study her actions, not listen to her words. So, and that's just me. Like, I don't know. I'm not speaking on how, like, how women would be with men or everybody. I'm just saying for me, you know, so I'm going to study those things because I know that I'm a gentleman unconditionally. Like, I step in, like, because that's what I know. I have an old soul. I live a traditional mindset. I'm in that era that might not exist anymore, is dying. Right. So I believe that this is what you do as a man prior, because you're choosing right. Like, I'm gonna get to know them over the phone. I'm gonna study their social media to see how they're behaving, to see if I'm even gonna approach. And in person, I meet her at a Barnes and Nobles or whatever it is. In the club, it's very
hard.
rare. But if she's in the club and she's covered up, maybe she's
That's
not a
attraction.
clubber.
Mhm.
Maybe she's not a clubber, and it was that one lucky time where her friends are like, "You
Just
stay in
come
the
out,
house."
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, so I'm studying all that stuff. The woman who has her titties out, I could see a nipple, butt cheeks in the club. I could see all of that. No way.
Mm.
No,
excuse
no
me.
way.
Let me see the one that's all dressed up.
You understand?
Mhm.
So now, like, let's forget the club though. Let's talk about just different places: library, Barnes and Noble, supermarket. Right? I'm studying all those things already visually.
Mhm.
She doesn't dress like a prostitute. You know, you understand what I'm saying? She doesn't dress flamboyant. She doesn't dress like she is
Just like a regular
promiscuous.
woman, right?
So now that's gonna allow me to approach her. So I approach her, we talk or whatever. Then I get her social media. Then I study her on there. See how she's
Lots
posting.
of studying.
So now when I and I've said this in shows already, right? Been doing this for almost 3 years now.
Really?
June 18th will be 3 years. And I've said this since season 1. Right? So as I'm observing, okay, she's worthy of me approaching her. I approach her. It could be mutual. Maybe it's not mutual. Maybe she's very churchy and the tattoos scare her off because she's thinking gangster, like
he's gonna treat me bad.
which is true gangster, but not.
I thought you said it's true. I'm gonna treat you bad.
No, but not like a good gangster.
A gentleman gangster.
You know what I'm saying? But she's like gangster, like so much stuff. Maybe abuse, maybe just preconceived notions already,
Definitely.
right? But then
the nervousness.
The traditional might give you she might have a little bit of an edge. The traditional, she might be traditional, but she like some desires, right? So she accepts me. Boom, she gets to know my mind. We speak. I entice her. Ooh, I saw him as something before he opened his mouth. Oh, his mind.
You must get that a lot.
His mind. You know what? Let me give him the number. So she gives me the number. We start talking. So when we start talking, I'm learning her mind. So now I'm learning her mind even more. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Let's go. But if I approach her and then I'm talking to her and she's giving me all this pushback, certain ideologies, I'm asking her certain questions. I'm asking her what she brings to the table, all of that stuff. Where do you see yourself, future, whatever? What type of woman are you? Relationship type? You down for whatever? You going with the flow? I study all this stuff. I see if they have standards. If not, if there's pushback, if the equality, then I say, okay, nice to meet you. You can please delete my number.
Wow.
And it won't even go to that level of going out.
Does that happen more often than not?
I'm just trying to know.
Oh, that's good.
Because most likely, most women I choose are traditional.
You pick right. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but I have had women that
lied
and misled even my eyes. And then when I talk to them, they're feminist mentality, feminist equality, all that. So then I'm like, I dismiss that before the relationship even starts. You see, so like for me, like I picked them right on a traditional sense because I'm like, traditional people are gonna clash with modern people. If somebody is modern, but they have certain traditional aspects, especially in a relationship, how I am in the house and with my man,
then maybe.
And she's with a traditional man, she's gonna transition back 100%. Because she was learning how to be a wife since she was 12 or 6.
Or little, right, from
family. Learning how to cook and be, you understand? So, but she got into the modern because she's out of the house now, makes her own money, has feminist friends, absorbs the films, the shows that promote equality and female empowerment, and men are inferior, right? They do all that stuff. They absorb that, so they become modern.
But they still have a little bit of the traditional.
Because that's how they were raised. That's how they always believe relationships. They might even still want to be married.
You
know,
and
have
plus
a
you
family.
Said women usually follow anyway.
Yeah.
So she gets with if she's lucky enough and she gets with a traditional man, then it'll fall back into place. But if not, and she meets the wrong type of guy, then she just gets pushed more and more towards the modern.
This is why this is why
It's like a wheel, man.
this is why younger women who are traditional will most likely gravitate towards older men who have lived in that era.
But do you think there are younger women that are traditional? Because in this day and age,
Foreign,
foreign, definitely.
Latina,
Foreign, yeah.
maybe Trinidadian in the
Any
island,
foreign, I think.
who are in the island. And when they come here, they're Americanized, but they still do the same stuff in their household or how they are in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And they bring it to America.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only ones. Caribbeans, Latinas, like Romanians.
I think any other
Foreign
country
country.
except for except for this country.
European, yeah.
Yeah, they all do it.
You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to that.
Mm-hmm.
That they're gonna see that now. The 25, let's say a 25-year-old, a scenario, female traditional woman, both parents were together. Maybe they got a divorce down the line, but she was always raised to be this. Her dad was dominant, her mom was submissive. She cooked, she brought on a plate. She observes that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Leaves the house, still brings that with her. Meets a man who grew up in a single parental household, mainly the mom. Right? Now she gets with him and he might have some like dominant qualities or he might be aggressive, and she gravitates towards him because of that.
Okay.
But when she gets in that relationship with him, he doesn't do anything traditional. He finds it a problem to provide, to protect. He doesn't make her feel safe. He doesn't lead. You know, he's bossy. He's not dominant.
Just confusing her.
Yes, he's bossy and he's controlling.
I can see how that's confusing if she's used to a certain type.
You see? So now for her, even though he's not being traditional, he's not protecting me and all of that stuff, he still has a dominant character, which I still associate as traditional because I saw my dad was dominant.
And it's attractive.
You know, so yeah, but I'm trying to make a point. She already grew up seeing that. Okay. It is attractive to all women, but she's gravitating towards that guy because of that. And the long duration of time is the aggression. And probably that aggression is brought in the bedroom and it keeps her there. But mind you, she grew up to believe the man is the provider. He ain't doing that. Why she ain't cutting him off? That's what I'm trying to make a point. So he's modern. This is the point I'm getting to. She is a 25-year-old traditional woman. So traditional is going to be feminine, divine feminine, submissive, catering to your man. He eats first. I bring him his plate. His last word goes, I respect him, value him, trust him. Modern, how they're being raised, the single mom, whatever it is, strong, independent. Make sure you treat every woman like a queen because I got treated like shit. So I don't want you to be like your deadbeat dad. So she's just making it subjective. She's building a beta male. She's building a soft guy. She's building a guy to possibly be finessed and used for his finances because I'm taught to be a queen and don't let her not pay the bills or whatever it is, provide and stuff like that, but not how to love and not your identity as a boy to be a man. So now he has a lot of feminine energy, but he has this aggression within him. Maybe he's foreign or he's black. Let's say he grew up a lot of crime, so that's going to inspire that, right? The traditional man to her is the dominant alpha leader, assertive, confident, and all of that. He brings certain aggression and maybe confidence. He was able to approach her and run game, and she likes the game, and she fell for that.
Gotcha.
And she, gravitates towards him in that aspect. So there's certain dominant stuff about him that reminds me of my dad. On top of the good sex and the aggression, so I can stay. But the reason she's going through so much breaks, and I'm just throwing a scenario to make a point. The reason she's going through so much heartbreaks, back and forth, whatever it is, she's now highly in her masculine, is because he is not bringing that traditional identity.
Right, so she feels she has to like make up for it or something.
Yes, you see what I'm saying? So now it's very, very hard for women who are 25 traditional who want 25-year-old modern men to lead because they don't know how. They didn't grow up in a household that were teaching them
right,
how.
exactly.
They didn't have male figures around them. So now the traditional woman is fucked. She wants to grow old with this guy. She doesn't want to date older, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But now she might have to walk away from him and find somebody who's older. That was in that era.
Right.
Because he's
that's
25.
What she's used to.
Yes.
Right.
She okay, to summarize it. She has a old soul. Because being traditional, you have a old soul. Obviously, you're stuck in an era that might not exist anymore.
Yeah, but that's not everybody is like that.
Yes, you have a old soul. Being traditional, you have a old soul because submission is old school.
Right. No, I'm talking about if that's something that they've learned at home from their parents.
That's old school.
Right, but so that doesn't mean that their soul is old.
So they have an old soul.
Gotcha.
The new man has the 25-year-old that's born today also has a today's soul.
Modern soul.
Modern. Gotcha. This is all about the spiritual structure. God, man, woman, children. There's a lot lacking in there now.
Yeah.
The man is gone.
Yep.
You see?
The woman
Do I need to keep going?
Roles? No, you got it.
Yeah. So now he has a modern new soul. You know what I'm saying?
It's not, they're clashing.
Yes. And she has a old one. So now they're clashing. They probably don't even listen to the same music. He's probably listening to today's. She's stuck in her time. Let's be a little bit more realistic. Let's not say 25. Let's say 35.
Okay.
35, 36. Because they're in that Wu-Tang era. But if you talk about Wu-Tang now to new children, they're like, what? I'm listening to this or whatever. Where you can't even hear it because it's like mumble rap.
Yeah, awful.
Today's society, like they don't care about lyrics.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They didn't grow up in the era of LL and Rakim. Well, Rakim a little bit more before my time.
My time.
But I still listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac. You know, so they didn't grow up in that era. So, you know, everything is old with them. They're stubborn. They're not eating the same way, you know, because they're traditional. You know, they still remember like my dad. I used to get beat for not eating my broccoli. So I'm still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
There's a blueprint there and it's successful.
Yeah.
So now it's like, but this person eats Burger King every day. The modern.
Right.
McDonald's.
She's like, what are you doing? We're eating broccoli.
You see what I'm saying? So like she knows how to cook. She's not out ordering. You know?
That's important, man.
All of this stuff is traditional. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's an old soul meeting a new soul or today's soul, and they're clashing.
Right. But this is why what I'm saying about the old soul, because I have another friend of mine who, you know, she's very traditional. She's still with her husband. He's very traditional. And they have, you know, 2 children, a boy and a girl, older kids. And she was telling me, you know, I don't know who's raising these girls. Like because she's very traditional. She's like, here she comes. My daughter is telling me, fuck man, I don't need no man. I'm strong. I'm independent. I pay my own way. And she's like, what? I raised you. Your father and I have. But where are you coming out with these ideas? So that's what I'm saying. You can come from
how old?
In her 20s. The daughter in her 20s. I'm gonna say maybe 26. So between that.
So her parents are very traditional.
Super traditional.
And she is
modern.
Okay, so you know what the problem is?
What?
She got too much freedom.
Well, she said the mom said a lot of things changed when she went away to school. So that's what it was. When she went away and she tasted that freedom.
She just said what I said.
No way?
And I didn't even know.
You see?
She got too much freedom. Yeah. So women that's also like working, you know what I'm saying? Working hard like men. And now that was a key word. She said, I make my own money. That's not common.
That's very important.
That's not common for women to do when we go to our era. So being highly educated, being accomplished, accolades, making your own money will build masculine energy. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She's bringing masculine energy. She's even going against her parents, right?
Yeah.
You see?
She said
Masculine
that she's
energy.
now clashing with her dad because he's like, "What do you?
Yeah.
Not in this house, buddy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I clashed.
Yeah, I clashed too. Which is why I was gonna say when she left to go to college, right? Being that her parents are traditional, she had those rules. You gotta come home at this time. I don't care how old you are.
Too much freedom.
She left, and now she's like, fuck that. I like this life better.
Yeah.
That's what happened with me and my dad. My dad, we couldn't even sleep over my cousin's house.
Women are not built. This is not a popular thing to say. You know, there's so much panderers out there. They're trying to say the right things to women because they're the consumers of everything.
Mhm.
Social media, buying things in the store for mad long, right? Most influential now, women empowerment. So they try to use their words properly. I'm not. I'm gonna talk that shit.
Talk that shit.
Women are not born and built to be in leadership roles, to be making the most money, to have all of this control. It's actually dangerous.
Mm.
Because they're fighting their nature. They're fighting their DNA.
Mm.
God, the gods, the ancestors created gender roles, not us.
Mm. That makes sense.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's very dangerous in that sense. It's just like women who make a lot of money and then blow it because they don't know how to handle money. Money is a means to an end for them.
Yeah.
They need to be taught how to invest.
Yes.
Like traditional
100%.
men think like this. They think of future. Okay, I'm gonna save every penny. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna invest in this and then make dividends over here. They're very strategic. You know what I'm saying? We had Carl on the show. We had Gabe. They don't have kids.
No.
They're like, I might date a single mom, but I'm not having
nothing serious with her.
I'm not and I'm not gonna cuff them. So they already think of where they want to be.
Yeah. So interesting as a woman hearing men say these things.
You see what I'm saying? So personally, when you look at it on a traditional aspect and their roles, like that young lady, she was highly in her masculine because of so much freedom that she had. She wasn't being supervised. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, you have to be masculine to survive.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because feminine women just don't know how to survive on their own.
No.
So how are they going to do that? They're going to adapt these ideologies and habits from other women, female musical artists that sing stuff,
that
boss bitch,
that are in a good place, financially, because that's what they're emulating.
Yeah, maybe other friends who are like, "Oh, do this, girl. Leave, get your job.
Yeah, you
get
don't
your
gotta
money.
stay there. Move out. Let's get a place together."
Influences.
Yeah.
You see, so
I want to get them on the show.
So if she is
why did you laugh? That's scary.
Get them on the show?
Yeah, and you laughed. Why did you laugh? You
because
did a scary laugh.
We already know what they're gonna say. Would you gonna get him on the show?
Because I want to see the mother and the daughter. Like that's such a different dynamic. You know what I mean? Like how if, and I get it. I understand because I have children. But if your parents are one way and they're raising you one way, you're so different. The son isn't that much different. He's more traditional.
Yeah, but the key thing is she had freedom.
Yeah.
She's not being supervised. She's not
well, she is now, and that's where
there are no rules. There are no rules that are implemented.
Yeah.
For her to follow.
Right. There wasn't while she was away at school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now she's having a hard time because now they're like, no.
Yeah. So in a way, like it's actually healing. It's actually brings ease to a woman's mind even when she has a man who will lead. It takes the pressure away from her. It takes the scrutiny of like, damn, if I made a bad decision, is he gonna get mad? You know, because she's like looking for nonverbal signs to see if he's right. Okay, you want to be in control. You say I'm being in control. Okay, we're gonna see how well you do. So choose who we're gonna go eat. She not quick. she gonna be like,
Yeah.
but what do you like though? Nah, why you asking me what you like? You wanted to be the boss.
Yeah.
But now there's a but.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Whereas the guy is gonna be like, yo, I like this spot, and I think you would like it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you say you on your healthy shit, boom, bonus. And if
Salad.
she knows him and trusts him, and he articulates this, and she's okay with it, he orders for her.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm not a guy that will do it. I've done it,
Mm-hmm.
but I always expect them to order
Order.
right. Let's say I order something: steak, broccoli, mashed potatoes, asparagus.
Damn, I'm hungry now.
And she's ordering like, oh, there's cheeseburgers, there's this, there's that on the list. She has like 3 cheeseburgers she's trying to order. I'm like, whoa. You need to be eating light. What?
And also,
Then
a
I'm
lot of
like,
times
no,
we
ma'am.
eat with our eyes.
Or no, ma'am, or no, sir.
Just one,
She's
please.
we're gonna retract. She's gonna have this. And da da da. You see what I'm saying?
And the woman that you were with, they're usually okay
Yeah,
with
they
that?
were. But I'm just saying to myself, I let them already order.
Mm.
But if I saw that what she was doing,
Right.
then I'd
You're
be like,
no.
Now, if it was gonna be a
Combative?
fight, then I'll say, just give us a second, and then because I don't like people seeing me sweat. You know what I'm saying? I don't like doing things in public.
Right, in front of
So I would say, give us a second, and then I would talk to you. What's wrong with you? What's going on? Like you fighting me on this? Like, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But to avoid that, I just, before I take them out, I talk to them how I am.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Because then if they complain, it's their fault.
Right.
Because they already agreed over the phone.
Right.
Why are you complaining when we're in person?
Right. There's no going back.
You see what I'm saying? So like, to me, you know, we look at the gender role aspect of it, and at the end of the day, like, we are not in our core energy. We are not in our core energy. So all of these things that we're absorbing is helping to fight that. It's helping to close the pineal gland. Things we're eating, absorbing visually, even sexual partners.
Yep, definitely.
You know,
All
sexual
that.
partners. So there's like a man who's not in his divinity and you're having sex with him. He's very toxic. You're going to absorb toxic habits. Women the same way.
And then you pass that on.
Yeah. The guy might feel extra drained instead of being up.
Yeah.
Because she's not in her divinity. You know what I'm saying? All of that is energy. Like, there's a big misconception. We live in a physical realm. But it's the spiritual realm that we really live into, because that's forever.
Yep.
But if we have the man and the woman, because that is part of elevation, the women controlling the spiritual realm, men controlling the physical, you understand what I'm saying? You take the man out, it's harder for the woman to even want to elevate. Because she needs the man, just like on a chessboard. The queen is moving in ways he can't, but you know, the objective is to protect the king. The king gets captured, the game is over. It's very difficult for you to win. Yeah. It's always great to not make the move with the queen first too. Because if you sacrifice her, it's not always you better win. Because it's not
sacrifice your biggest soldier.
It's not always a possibility that you're gonna win the game, because she can move in ways he can't. He can only move a square at a time. Yep. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like, it's imperative. We need each other. Yeah. We are valuable in our different ways.
We need each other healthy, balanced.
Yeah.
You know how hard that is to especially in this day and age with everything that you just stated, food, what we watch, what we hear, the things that the people that surround us that have all that shit going on in their lives too. It's so hard.
So this is why we're not able to dive into our power. Our divinity is our power. Divinity, godly, our power. So the foods, whatever we're absorbing, like, is playing in a factor of doing that stuff, shutting the tunnel. You know what I'm saying, to salvation. Yep. So keeping you blind. The thing is, submission is shamed. It's there's negative connotations for it: slavery, doormat, oppression, right? But the reality is, when women are highly in their masculine, they are actually slaves. That's the irony. They are slaves to society. They are slaves to their relationships even.
Yep, they're slaves to the money.
Yeah, they are. And when men
always chasing that happiness.
And when men are feminine, behaving femininely, emasculating themselves and allowing whatever society, whatever, to emasculate you. Even your girl could be emasculating you, trying to stick stuff up there. from the
Yeah.
back. Yeah. Trying to stick stuff up there.
Mm-mm.
To going in the relationship being equality.
To each their own, but not over here.
Equality.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not over here.
That is not
Definitely
equal.
not over
I'm
here.
sorry. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be like, listen, we're in a relationship 50-50. Let me shove this right up your ass. That's
Listen.
awful.
I've been on a panel with feminists, and one of them said to me, "I'm fine with you doing whatever you want to me, as long as I could do the same thing."
No.
All I'm saying is that's a lack of respect.
Mm.
Equality. That's what I'm saying. If she's approaching you on that sense, equality, she's
Mhm.
not allowing you to lead. We need to do everything the same way
Yeah.
together. There's not a
50-50.
partnership.
Yeah.
She's doing her stuff as a woman. I'm doing my stuff as a man. It's not that. We both can do the same roles.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's not in a sense of she's a boss too, of being a boss as a woman. She cooks better than me.
Mm.
So she's a boss there. We got a house. I don't want to decorate the kitchen. You want to do that? Boom, you
Go
be
ahead.
a boss in that
Yeah.
sense. But when the screen door is broken, I'm not going to be expecting you to fix it.
Mm.
That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I'm a boss, whatever. That's what it is. It's not we're both a boss. She sometimes does my shit. No.
Right, she's a boss with her shit and you're a boss with your shit.
Exactly. And that's the partnership.
Right. That's the balance.
That's femininity and masculinity.
That's the balance there.
That's the balance.
Yeah. And what's equality?
You see what I'm saying? So in a way, like it's emasculating yourself. You're selling your soul.
Mm.
You're selling your soul. So like I have an old soul. If I do that, I'm selling my soul.
And then you're getting a new soul.
Yes, and you're gonna see so much things be affected about it. My third eye will be starting to close slowly.
Mm-hmm.
How I move, my energy will be drained.
Mm-hmm.
She might be draining me. She's a nagger. She's this, she's that, she's disrespectful. She's fucking me up spiritually, energetically.
Yeah.
I'm tired at work.
Start getting bad luck.
Yes.
Because your energy, your vibrations are low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Everything, people, music, food, all of this stuff plays a part as far as energy.
Yep.
You see, so if you are defeminizing yourself, women, you are not powerful because you're not getting into your divinity.
Mm-hmm.
You're losing your power. Your power is submission.
Yeah, you're giving it away.
Your power is nurturing. Your power is being a woman.
Mm.
Today's women, as a matter of fact, they don't even talk about today's women because that's sensitive.
Yeah.
They just say, yeah,
it's so
we'll talk about it on Patreon. But you know, you can't even say that anymore. What is a real woman? What is a real man?
Yeah.
You understand? It's even cringy if you say what is masculine, what is feminine.
Mm.
We are getting into a different world.
A very safe world, I think. Everybody wants to... No, safe with their words. Don't say that. You're going to offend somebody. Don't say that. Watch what you say.
No.
Oh.
I'm looking at it differently.
Okay, what?
We are going into a different world, and the different world is the people. People create the world. Mm-hmm. There's a new world, I believe. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of spiritual enlightening that has happened.
Okay.
I came out with the first book, The Seduction of Discipline, in 2017. Mm-hmm. Back then, if you would have said submission, it would have been like, oh my God, he just cursed. She just cursed. Mm. Now, it's not so bad.
No.
Other women are starting to hold other women accountable. Yep. Back then, it would have been... And now women are starting to open their eyes and say, we've been tricked all this time.
And
musical artists, men, whatever. We've been tricked all this time. We actually do want to connect with men, and they're talking about what they like. Mm-hmm. Stop telling them to be quiet.
Mm-hmm. And men
because
too,
before men didn't have a voice. Men didn't have a voice. The women were talking.
Interesting. But I'm also seeing on different podcast, like the stuff like what you wrote back in 2017, people are starting to talk about it now. I
like that.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, oh shoot, they're watching.
I like that.
They're studying.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
that message is getting across.
When we talk about masculine and feminine, we are talking about spirituality. Mm-hmm. So if you don't care about spirituality, why would you care about masculine and feminine energy?
Hmm. Why would they? Why would
Why
somebody
would
care?
you?
That's what I'm asking you. Why would they?
You see? So, they've done it for a long time to try to emasculate the black man. They got films, Big Mama, Tyler Perry, dresses, stuff of that nature. They don't do it to the white boys. You know what I'm saying? They do it to the black. They see, boom, levels of
Martin Lawrence.
masculinity. They
Mhm.
see dominance. They see that. So to emasculate them to kind of make it, whatever, bring them down, maybe
Mhm.
equal. I don't know how they're thinking. I'm just throwing darts in the dark, trying to hit the bullseye.
Mhm.
They're doing those stuff. That's part of selling your soul. Women contribute to that too. When they come into your relationship and say, you need to be vulnerable like me, you need to love like me. And a lot of them do it subconsciously. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. I'm here to open your mind.
Mm.
That's why I'm here. That's why the gods have touched me and told me to say these things every week.
Mm.
That's why I'm here, to open minds, because when women DM me, they say, I never saw it that way. Thank you.
Yep.
A woman texted me the other day, thank you, watching your show. Now I know how to tell my girl how her man is. And she couldn't figure it out. And their relationship is better.
Oh, that's
because
nice.
they understand.
You're gonna have to start charging because you're a coach and whatnot. We're gonna have to start charging.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's, to me, I don't care about changing people. I'm about making people think. And if I make them think, most likely they're going to make the decision on their own because they're adults. And they're going to start to say, wow, this way might be better. It's not that this is how it's supposed to be. I explain in a way that these are the consequences for not being. Why are you not being feminine when you have a vagina?
That's a good question.
A woman getting her period is like gender roles.
Yeah.
A woman having children is like gender roles. You understand what I'm saying? So breaking it down now, it's like, yeah, but yeah, you agree.
Yeah.
You see, so why does it need to be we need to compete with each other on our energy? Where does that stem from? That's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
So we need to make aware of this. And I always, when I'm in relationships, nip it in the bud. Did you know that you were acting like this? Did you know?
Chances are no, because a lot of people don't realize.
And then you explain it. You like hold them accountable.
Exactly.
To hold themselves accountable.
Which is another thing that people don't do. And a lot of times it's the men that don't hold their women accountable, which is why then the women keep doing it. See, it's like that hamster wheel that you say.
Why do you think that is?
Why do I think that it's a hamster wheel that doesn't happen?
Why do you think that the men are not holding women accountable?
Maybe they're too beta, like they don't want to. They're a happy wife, happy life type thinking.
Is it maybe, or you're sure?
I can't be sure.
Okay, so then tell me what you think. Don't say maybe what it is. Like, I think this is what it is, or my opinion, this is what it is. Make a claim right now.
I think that men do that because they don't know how to express themselves. Like they think if I say this, I'm gonna get backlash from my girl.
There you go.
Hey,
brought it out of you.
See?
There you go. So I believe that's one. Two, I believe men want to connect with women. So we need to figure out if they're telling us they don't need us, this and that, blah blah blah, boss this, boss that, then I want to connect with her. I gotta adjust. I don't want them to run away. That's 3. 4, I don't want to be shamed.
Out of those, which one do you think is most common? Like, which one do you think men fall into the most? I want to connect with them, so I'm gonna change how I am.
Yes.
You think it's because it's easier for them to do that?
Yes. I'm gonna give you an example.
Okay.
Happy wife, happy life guy. You didn't get me a Valentine's Day gift this year. You're sleeping on the couch. No pussy. Damn. Call his boys, nigga. Next time I gotta set my alarm for February 14th.
Set my alarm.
Like, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, now it's like, oh, I gotta make the adjust because I do want to connect with her, especially on a physical, sexual, intimacy level.
Mm.
So when she's using sex as bait, when she's giving me silent treatment, when she's being passive aggressive, she's not being submissive. She's gonna take away that because I like that part about her.
Mm.
I like that stuff. I wanna connect. I wanna love. Like, more men wanna love women than women wanna love men today. Today. I'm not talking about back in the days. I'm talking about today.
Today's women, you're
Yeah.
saying.
Because men love differently.
Yeah.
So we wanna take care. We wanna lead. We wanna provide. We wanna be there when you need us. We wanna be reliable.
Real men.
But if you're toxic and all this stuff and you're saying that that's like simp shit, which is toxic because it's not.
No.
Or that's
I
not
feel
what
like they have it confused what a simp shit is. Like simp
you know what I'm
activity.
saying? Or it's like, oh, he's a nice guy by doing that stuff. Why didn't he just fuck me on the first night? Why didn't he just grab me by my hair in public?
Isn't that weird how that was
Because he
trying
wants to
grow
get
off?
arrested. Because he wants to get arrested, right? If a cop is walking down the street, even if she's saying I love it, the cop's gonna grab him.
Yep.
Because he.
Yeah, you can't do that. But isn't that weird how a woman would prefer that than a nice guy? Well, nice guys are kind of boring.
Yeah, let's say good man.
Good man.
You know what I mean? Because a good man is still dominant.
Yeah.
The good man is providing protection. The good man's making you better. He's elevating
good
you.
Man.
The nice guy doesn't do that. He follows your lead.
Yeah, like a
baby. You know what? I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry. But then the doctor told me don't eat too much for now. Just hypothetical. So we go out and she orders a whole bunch of shit. What you think I should do? Should I order all of this? Yeah. Do it. That after right? Let's say an hour later, they're still there. They paid the bill and now they're cuddling. Oh baby, my stomach hurts. Oof. I don't know. That didn't sit well with me. What could have been rectified there? Let's go back in time now. Rewind. How could that have been prevented?
He could have said, I don't think you should eat that. Eat something light. Remember what the doctor said?
Yeah.
Remind her.
Hold her accountable.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be like, okay, you're right.
What if she was like, no, but I'm really hungry. I think I'm going to get.
No, because then this is what's going to happen. Now, if she's like, yeah, but I want, then you let her do it. There's going to be consequences. And then it's like, you see, you're complaining about your belly. What did I tell you? Mm-hmm. You didn't listen to your man. Mm-hmm. Now, if that happens more than once, leave her. Why?
Because it's going to keep happening.
No, the main objective here is she doesn't respect your word. The last man's word should be the last man's word. The man's word should be the last word.
Yeah.
Even if we're both making decisions here or she gives a suggestion, we're not moving without his say so. So if he says no, we're not going. You understand what I'm saying? So like that's what it comes down to. It comes down to that respect. So she's not showing that she has respect for you.
Yeah.
So she thinks her choice is better, which is not, because she's going off emotion. The impulse though, oh, I feel so good right now, but I'm hungry. I'm not hungry. It's emotion. It's emotion because it's like, oh, it feels good. Yeah. So like,
I'm not repeating what you said. It's emotion, so it feels good.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Like, but she's not making the right decision. So we gotta get back into our DNA. That's the thing. And I see more people waking up, especially the women. They're starting to hold other women accountable. Like, they're figuring it out. Like the Cardi B's, I don't cook, I don't clean. Look, I got this ring. Lies. Lies. Like, they're profiting off your.
Yeah, but then you have
failures,
and I like
they're building your failures. No, it ain't that.
No. I'm saying then you have Nicki Minaj, who I like as well, and she has another song. Yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning. But do you, ma'am? Look at how you dress.
Yeah, so more people are starting to wake. I think it's gonna be a new world. Women are waking up. Men are waking up. It's permeating throughout the world. And when you go out, you see women are different now. They want to be different. Because connect with men. They're like, oh, this is why I lost. Like, maybe this is why he was cheating on me, and I never knew why. It wasn't that I didn't feel inferior or good enough. Now I'm starting to figure it out. So there's platforms
That's
over there
also
too.
them knowing themselves, you know what I mean? Doing that inner healing too.
Yeah, but shout out to those
Definitely.
platforms who are doing that, and putting it in perspective that make it subjective so they can understand, because women now are starting to open their eyes. Because the fault was them following other women.
Yeah.
And like the reality is, as men, when we don't seem as collaborative and agreeable or get along, we're actually help each other out. And women, they do the fake shit by saying women empowerment and, yeah, girl, that booty pic looks so nice, so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Know your word. Whatever they say. Body positivity, right? It's actually fake. They're setting themselves up for failure. They're not telling them what they're gonna get in the future. They're not helping them in, like, oh, you might get raped, you might get
It's all in the moment.
these type of men are gonna be attracted to you. You might not be cuffed. Like, they're not saying any of that stuff. It's fake. They don't have each other's back. And they're and some have come on the show that said, and I won't single them out. And I've asked them, why wouldn't you do that? Oh, because
if it
let
doesn't
her
affect me,
yeah
don't bother me.
let her do her thing. And if that's the case, then you're
part of the
it's on a
problem.
path of disaster, and you're part of the problem. So now, when you're not able to hold them accountable and you know what they're doing is wrong, it actually does affect you. Because when you go out there in the world and you're more traditional and you don't want to do that, he might treat you like the hoe, because that's all he's seeing all day.
Yep.
And
If you
now
ain't check it.
there's a disconnect, and you're doing everything right, but he's messed up. He's not able to differentiate.
Yeah.
He can't look beyond what he sees.
Right. Well,
Like
he's been
beyond the
seeing,
lens.
right? Yeah.
He can't look beyond the lens. So, it's like now, women are affected.
Yeah.
Because they're getting played.
Right. They're getting treated like the last chick when they're not. And why? Because you didn't check her. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So women are contributing to this who don't do it. Men are contributing to this who pander, who don't hold women accountable. They're women accountable. Saying the right stuff so she won't get mad. Like, that's a problem. Like, if you go on a platform with your wife and you have to say the right stuff and you have to look at her, let me see if she's mad. Okay, she's smiling. I said the right shit. We both 50-50. Okay, we both could be bosses. I said the right shit because she looked like she's smiling. I'm gonna get pussy tonight. Cool. You know what I'm saying? All going in his head. He's like, I don't want her to blow up right now.
Right.
Because I know she got a dominant character. And I can't control it, but I love her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in a way, like, they're the part of the problem. Society, a whole bunch of stuff. People gotta find God. Finding God, you getting back into your divinity. And if you're in your divinity, you have powers of healing, powers of elevation, powers to entice whoever's in your
intuition gets stronger.
Whoever's in your circle. You know what I'm saying? You're a lucky charm. You know what I'm saying? You manifest whatever it is. These are powers. So all of this stuff is helping diminish our power. We need to get back into our power. So we need to find God. God is important. And that doesn't mean going to church. That doesn't mean being religious.
I swear, I was just thinking that. I was like, it doesn't mean exactly what you just said.
Does not mean getting into a new religion right now.
It
does not mean reading your Bible every day. Because people do that every Sunday, and they're hypocrites.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So they're hypocrites. Yep. They the ones that steal the most.
Exactly.
They probably a pastor stealing money. Where my money going?
To his new car.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but they're telling you that's gonna make you blessed and stuff. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, women in there who are hoes. Who, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends. Like, it like, to me, it's like, that doesn't mean that.
Right.
Believing in some type of higher power, because we are not just poof came out I was in my dad's balls one day and then the egg connected and then that's it. That's not how we were created, because our soul was already traveling before I even got. It's going like this. I'm in the mom's belly, right? And the soul is traveling like this. Or when I'm about to come into the world, boom! It's a congruent meat.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why some people have an old soul.
Yep, because they're like, I'm going in that one.
Some people can pick up on things. I'm born November 7th. That's a significant number. Some people can pick up on things where flies over other people's heads.
That's true.
That's one. And two, especially for the men, guys that are players and stuff, they need to stop accumulating bodies, because that is diminishing your third eye as well.
I agree.
That is like a bunch of demons and stuff of that nature as well.
Yeah.
You know,
but I feel like it's hard for people to do that, because that can be addictive. Like sex can be an addiction to some people. So if imagine if this is a guy that's all he's been doing, and he's just getting pussy and pussy and pussy, and then somebody's gonna come and tell him you need to stop. I feel like it might be hard for him to just stop.
Absolutely, that's a drug too.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is, when you do that, it doesn't help you elevate.
No.
When you practice more semen retention, it does.
Yeah.
Because your pride asset for a man is testosterone. The woman is estrogen. So if a man is doing that constantly,
and with different partners,
then he's not able to elevate.
Because he's not doing semen retention. He's getting all that energy from that chick, from all the energy that she's back and forth.
And he could be making a lot of money. He's still not elevating in like many aspects of his life, spiritually, mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Like the physical world.
Yeah. So that's that. And then women just need to, get back in their feminine roles and their feminine DNA and energy, and they'll be more powerful. They'll be able to acquire a whole bunch of stuff. Use social media for positive things. Yeah. Especially if you want to elevate. That's the thing. If you don't, but by all means, do whatever you want. Use it for whatever, entertainment, whatever. You're depressed, whatever it is. You're a real estate agent, but you want to sell pussy on the side. Do whatever you want. But then be conscious of the ramifications.
That's the most important thing. Don't just do it just to do it. Think about the ramifications, like you said.
You know what I'm saying? But let them do whatever they want. But as far as if you want to elevate, you want to grow, you want to be on this spiritual journey, then you have to now detox things, switch things up. Your friends, leave that ex alone.
Sometimes that has to happen. You gotta leave people where you found them.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, real podcasts, the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.